THS TV. A little bit of love is in the air. The 2015 Queen of Hearts pageant is on its way.
Sports, I'll give you a look at this year's Baseball Hall of Fame inductees.
In today's entertainment, I'll tell you more about upcoming movies. The holidays are over, but a new season of sickness could be on its way.
THS TV starts now.
And welcome to THS TV, Thompson High School's source for news, entertainment, weather, and sports. I'm Taylor Vincent.
And I'm Amber Harless. We are streaming on thslive.com.
And now to today's top story. Ever since the two Kouachi brothers shot and killed 12 people at the Charlie Hebdo office on Wednesday morning, the French police have been chasing them through France. This morning brings another new development as the brothers have been reported as dead and the hostage they held free. In the city of Paris, another situation arose as two Islamic terrorists held around 5 people hostage in a Jewish kosher deli. These hostages have now been freed and the state of the hostage takers is unknown. It is still unknown if these two events are related. The terrorists, a young couple, have been on the run since Wednesday, as well as when they shot a police officer in Paris. For more up-to-date information on this situation, keep tuning in to THS TV.
She's got style, she's got grace, but this time it is not Miss United States, but Thompson High School's very own next beauty queen. Let's toss it to reporter Michaela Williams, who has all your needs to know on how you could be the next lucky lady to be crowned in this year's 2015 pageant.
In February, Thompson will be hosting the annual Queen of Hearts pageant. Each year, the ladies of Thompson High School strap on their heels and pageant gowns to compete for the coveted prize of Miss Queen of Hearts. Half of the judging will be based on evening gown, 40% will be determined by the pre-recorded interviews, and the remaining 10% will be scored from the quick walk. Pageant contestant Mary Beth Moore encourages all girls to participate.
It's a really good opportunity to meet other people like throughout the school that I wouldn't be able to meet any other day because of different classes. Once again, it's a really good experience and we have a really great time. So definitely, if you're interested, look into it. I encourage you to do it.
Michelle Holbrooks has hosted the pageant in the past, but is excited to hand the reins over to Brooke Dennis, who is switching things up this year.
One thing that I wanted to bring back was the idea of a clinic that we were going to have. When I did the pageant, I had never done a pageant before, and they had a week-long clinic, and they kind of showed you how to walk and how to perform in interviews and things like that. And it was something that was that benefited, I think, everyone rather than just the people that do pageants regularly. It helped build confidence. It helped give people a better understanding of what exactly they were supposed to do when they were on stage. So hopefully from that experience and bringing that back, it'll open up the opportunities for more girls to have some confidence when they're doing the pageant. I think a benefit of having a group like THS TV do the pageant is that we are going to make it more of a production and more of an actual show than maybe it's been in the past. So not only is it fun for the contestants, but it's also fun for the audience. We're adding in elements like interviews with the contestants and videos and different elements that maybe haven't always been there before. And so it's going to be an experience that everyone can enjoy, not just the ones that are participating.
The pageant clinic will be after school February 9th through February 11th. If you're interested in being a part of the 2015 Queen of Hearts beauty pageant, stop by room 315 for an application that is due on February 4th. The entry fee is $40, checks payable to Thompson High School. Reporting for THS TV, I'm Michaela Williams.
Ladies, remember, if you're interested in being a part of the pageant, see Miss Dennis in room 315 for an informational session at the beginning of 8th period. If you are unable to attend this meeting, you must see Miss Dennis before the end of the day to pick up the information.
A local business is celebrating despite Alabama's loss to the Ohio State Buckeyes. O'Donnell's Irish Pub in Youngstown and our very own Chubb's Grub Station had a burger versus burger sell-off challenge. Throughout the day, Chubb's sold its Sugar Bowl Bama burger, and O'Donnell's sold the Buckeye burger. as each restaurant worked to raise money for a charity. Whichever restaurant's home team lost would donate 10% of their proceeds to the other restaurant's charity of choice. The owner of Chubb's said that the restaurants in Alabaster and Chelsea sold more than $2,000 worth of the Bama burgers on New Year's Day, and he is preparing to send a check for about $200 to Second Harvest in Ohio.
I think it's great that a local business like Chubb's donated to charity and had this brilliant idea of having this burger off. It's such a cool idea.
For sure. They've always been big on charity. You know, they have that Feed the People or whatever, the sign it there. So you know they're already big into that. And it's cool that, you know, two states, even though as terrible as it was to lose to Ohio State, but, you know, to work together.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, but also I know Chubb's helps us out a lot with our THS TV events like Hey Coach and a bunch of our sporting events. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and speaking of sports, I'll give you a lot more in today's.
Still to come on THS TV.
Walking through the hallways, you've probably seen a new face. In today's sports, I'll give you a look at the new head football coach.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there. 'Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
And professional baseball is being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. This year's inductees featured 3 first-year balloters, all 3 pitchers. Pitching greats Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, and John Smoltz were all included in the 2015 class. They each received an overwhelming amount of votes, which led to all 3 being inducted. It's been an exciting year for football, with it being the first year of the playoffs. Let's toss it to reporter Sam Callahan as he breaks down everything college football.
3, 2, 1. This year, college football welcomed a new face, the playoff. This year was the first year of the college football playoff. There have been many surprises this year. We really believed that Mississippi and Mississippi State would both be ranked in the top 5. But in the end, this year proved that the natural powers of college football always win out, as Alabama, Ohio State, Oregon, and Florida State would all make it to the playoffs, as Alabama would face Ohio State and Oregon would face Florida State.
Definitely Alabama losing to Ohio State. That was very unexpected. I underestimated Ohio State very much.
But another surprise was the inability of an SEC team to make it into the national title. The nation would be without the SEC. Ohio State and Oregon would play for the national championship and the first ever playoff. It was over 7 years ago when an SEC team wasn't in the SEC title game. Least of all, Ohio State was said to have no chance, now playing with their third-string quarterback, but were able to make it to the playoff and now the title game. But for Oregon, it's been a lot less bumpy road. They've only lost 1 game this year and have had a point difference of over 30 points per game. They have Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Marcus Mariota, and for most of the year have been voted the favorite to win the national title. So in the end, this has been an exciting college football season. But the national championship is up for grabs, and people all around the country have different views on who will win the national championship.
Oregon all day. Oregon all day. Simply because Moreno, the guy's a beast. He's going to get it done.
I think Ohio State, because I think Oregon's quick, but Ohio State obviously wants it more.
For THS TV, I'm Sam Callahan.
College basketball enters conference play. The AP polls really start to matter. 3 teams are still undefeated. Kentucky of the SEC tops the poll with a record of 13-0. Duke and Virginia of the ACC are number 2 and 3 and are also both undefeated. Number 4, Wisconsin, is the highest-ranked one-loss team with a defeat by Duke. After the Badgers, the Louisville Cardinals, who are 13-1, round out the top 5. Gonzaga is number 6 and has a record of 14-1. Arizona is number 7, Villanova is number 8, Utah is number 9, and Texas is number 10. Do you think Kentucky will stay undefeated throughout conference play? Tweet your score predictions to THS TV. That's all for today's sports. Tune in on Tuesday for more national sports headlines on THS TV. Now back to Taylor with more news.
The marching band will be spending the off day of January 19th a little bit differently this year. The Marching Southern Sounds will be welcoming Governor Robert Bentley into office again. For the second consecutive time, the band will march in the governor's Inauguration Day parade in the streets of our state's capital. State Senator Cam Ward and State Representative Alan Farley nominated the Thompson Band for this honor, and sophomore Stephen Barlow is excited to march in the parade.
I think it's really cool that the fact that we've been out of all the bands in the state, that we've been the one they thought should come to march for.
For more on news around our school, keep tuning in to THS TV.
Highway 26 in Alabaster almost has its new look. Crews with the Dunn Construction Company are planning to lay the final stripping on Shelby County 26 over the next couple weeks, marking the end of a month-long project to repave the road. Dunn began repaving the road, which serves as a primary route between US 31 in Alabaster and Alabama 70 in Columbiana, in November and paved each day through Christmas. The road has all new asphalt and features the first road in Shelby County to have a center line rumble strip that awares drivers when they are driving too close to the center line.
I think that's super cool about the Marching Southern Sounds. They never fail to impress me. I love our band.
And I've heard a lot about them getting to win a lot of awards lately in competition. I'm so excited for them.
Yeah.
It sure will be cold though.
Oh yeah, it's going to be freezing.
And speaking about them getting to entertain viewers, in today's entertainment, I'll tell you all about this year's People's Choice Awards.
Still to come on THS TV.
In entertainment, I'll show you a few new movies that are hitting the big screen.
This is your Warrior weather. Right now the current temperature in Alabaster is 36 degrees. Saturday we'll have a high of 42 and a low of 25. Today the high is 41 and tonight the low will be 18. Sunday will be a little warmer with a high of 49 and a low of 38. Sunday will also have a 40% chance of rain. Monday will be even warmer with a high of 57 and a low of 48. There will also be a 60% chance of rain. Now let's go to Courtney with your entertainment update.
After the tragic attack on the Charlie Hebdo offices in Paris, Donald Trump took to Twitter to share his opinion on gun control. Trump's comment started an outrage across the internet. Ellie Golden even tweeted a link to an Instagram post of a picture of Trump with the caption, "What an idiot." But the post was later removed. Even after all of the hate towards him, Trump refused to stop there. Just hours after his rant, he began retweeting fan suggestions that he should run for president. This past Wednesday, the People's Choice Awards hosted their 41st ceremony. This award ceremony included stars such as Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Downey Jr., and Ed Sheeran. Although these stars gave great acceptance speeches for their awards, Ben Affleck's speech for the award Favorite Humanitarian brought the audience to tears. Best friend Amy Adams happened to be one of those audience members in tears and said, quote, "The same qualities that make my friend Ben Affleck a phenomenal actor, director, and writer are also what make him an extraordinary humanitarian. He puts his heart and soul into everything he does." We look forward to seeing Affleck live up to this award and in his upcoming movie Batman vs. Superman hitting the big screens in early 2016. From saving a nation to slipping on a pair of glass slippers, reporter Camille Bunch tells you what movies came in at the top of the box office and what's coming soon to a theater near you.
It's time for a box office recap of the top movies from the past few weeks. A fan favorite both on-screen and off, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 tells the story of Katniss Everdeen after she shatters the games forever and spreads her wings as she fights to save Peeta and a nation moved by her courage. After being released on November 21st, Part 1 of the last movie in the Hunger Games trilogy brought in $10 million in its first weekend. Released on Christmas Day, Into the Woods is the tale of a witch who challenges a baker and his wife with gathering magical items from classic fairy tales to reverse the curse put on their family tree. The film starred top celebrities such as Anna Kendrick, Meryl Streep, Chris Pine, and Emily Blunt. The film brought in $31 million its first weekend in the theater. Now for upcoming movies. Disney is remaking the beloved fairy tale, Cinderella, for the big screen. Lily James will take the lead as Cinderella herself in a live-action retelling of the classic fairy tale about a servant stepdaughter who wins the heart of a prince. You can see Cinderella in theaters on March 13th. For more upcoming movies and box office hits, keep tuning in to THS TV.
That's all for today's entertainment. Tune in on Tuesday for more entertainment updates on THS TV. Now to Leslie with this week's Health Corner. Disneyland was not the happiest place on earth over this past break. The theme park in California released the news that a measles outbreak had occurred over the holiday. This outbreak has reached 5 different parts of the state and 2 from Utah. Measles is a highly contagious virus that lives in an infected person's nose and throat and spreads through coughing and sneezing. Symptoms include fever, cough, runny nose, red eyes, and a red rash. The best way to get checked for this disease is to see a doctor and get vaccinated. So if you're in a public place, remember to always keep your hands clean and sneeze into your elbow.
So the Queen of Hearts pageant is slowly approaching, but I know that we've always known it as Queen of Hearts because that's how it's been for the past 2 years, but they're thinking about changing the name to Miss THS instead of Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I mean, that's pretty cool, but it is around Valentine's Day, so, I mean, Queen of Hearts fits, but...
It does fit, yeah. Because I've always wondered, though, it's like, it should be, like, why isn't it THS? But then I've noticed it always falls around Valentine's Day. But I think Queen of Hearts is cute.
I think Miss THS is actually pretty better because, like...
You have Miss PHS, you have Miss...
Yeah, you have Miss VHS, whatever. All the high schools do the same thing. I think we should have our Miss THS.
Yeah. So if you have an opinion, you can tweet at us at THS News TV on Twitter and let us know. And don't forget, if you're interested in being in the pageant, stop by room 315 at the beginning of 8th period for an informational session.
That's all for today's news.
Tune in on Monday for Primetime Thompson.
Have a great day.
Resolution is to stay strong this semester.
My goal for this year is to kick Bryant off staff.
My New Year's resolution is to stop being yelled at by Will so much.
My New Year's resolution for 2015 is to start ironing my clothes.